Are you tired? Truly, utterly exhausted by the nagging feeling that you're meant for more, but you're just stuck? Do you wake up each morning with a faint whisper, or maybe a booming shout, in your mind screaming, "Is this all there is?" If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt a pang of disappointment, a flicker of regret, because you know deep down you're capable of so much more than what you're currently delivering, then listen up. This isn't just another motivational video. This isn't about fluffy platitudes or temporary highs. This is about a radical, life-altering shift. For too long, you've been bombarded with superficial advice, quick fixes that never truly stick. You've been told to think positive, to manifest, to set goals, and yet, for some reason, the needle hasn't moved. The relentless grind of mediocrity keeps pulling you back, doesn't it? That soul-crushing cycle of unmet potential, of dreams deferred, of simply existing when you know you could be thriving. Well, today, that cycle ends. Today, we're not just going to talk about motivation, we're going to unlock it. We're going to dive into a forbidden secret, a powerful, almost mystical truth unearthed by one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, Napoleon Hill. This isn't for the faint of heart. This isn't for those who are content with average. This is for the brave, the hungry, the audacious souls ready to say, enough is enough. Stop being mediocre now. If you're ready to ignite an unstoppable fire within you, a force that will propel you beyond your wildest dreams, then stick with me. Because what you're about to discover will fundamentally change everything you thought you knew about success, achievement, and raw, unadulterated motivation. Are you ready to claim what's rightfully yours? Let's go. Alright. You've made the decision. You're no longer content with good enough. You're ready to break free from the shackles of mediocrity. But how? How do you move from the desire for change to the reality of change? This is where the wisdom of Napoleon Hill becomes not just a guide, but a weapon against everything holding you back. For decades, the true power of his work has been either misunderstood, diluted, or flat out hidden from the masses. Why? Because true, unstoppable motivation, the kind that propels you to extraordinary heights, threatens the status quo. It disrupts comfortable routines. It dismantles the very structures that benefit from your complacency. Think about it. We live in a world that subtly, constantly, encourages you to stay in your lane, to not rock the boat, to accept your lot. This isn't some grand conspiracy, but rather the cumulative effect of societal norms, educational systems, and even corporate structures that thrive on predictability, not revolutionary personal power. But Hill, through his meticulous study of over 500 of the most successful individuals in history, from Andrew Carnegie to Henry Ford, uncovered not just a secret, but the fundamental, unshakable law of all achievement. And it's shockingly simple, yet profoundly difficult for many to grasp. It's what he called definiteness of purpose. Now, you might be thinking, purpose? I have a purpose. I want to be rich, I want to be happy, I want to be successful. And that's a start, a vague desire. But definiteness of purpose is not a vague desire. It is a razor-sharp, crystal clear, intensely focused, and absolutely unyielding determination to achieve a specific, predefined outcome. It is the architect's blueprint before the skyscraper is built. It is the general's strategy before the battle is fought. Without it, you are simply a ship adrift without a rudder, tossed by every passing wave, destined for nowhere in particular. This is the first forbidden secret that separates the extraordinary from the overwhelmingly mediocre. Let me give you a stark contrast. Imagine two individuals. Both want to make more money. Person A says, I want to make more money. I'll work harder. Maybe I'll pick up some extra shifts or try to get a raise eventually. This is the epitome of vagueness, a hope, a wish. Now, Person B says, I will earn an additional $10,000 per month within the next 180 days by launching an online coaching program that helps entrepreneurs scale their digital marketing efforts. I will dedicate 2 hours every evening, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., to course creation and marketing, and I will connect with at least 5 potential clients every day. Do you see the difference? Person A is praying for rain. Person B is building an irrigation system. The mediocre mind thrives on ambiguity because ambiguity provides an escape route, a built-in excuse for failure. Oh well, it didn't work out. I tried. But when you commit to definiteness of purpose, you eliminate the escape routes. You burn the ships. You declare to yourself, and to the universe, this will happen. Hill discovered that this isn't just about setting goals, it's about embedding that goal into your very being, turning it into an obsession, a non-negotiable directive for your subconscious mind. It's the moment you decide exactly what you want, when you want it, and what you are willing to give in return. And that last part is crucial. Most people want something for nothing. They want the reward without the work, the victory without the struggle. This is the hallmark of a mediocre mindset. Napoleon Hill forces you to confront that weakness head-on. Consider the analogy of a laser versus a flashlight. A flashlight diffuses light broadly, illuminating a wide area, but with little power. A laser, however, focuses immense energy into a single, precise beam, capable of cutting through steel. Your mind, when unfocused, is a flashlight. When imbued with definiteness of purpose, it becomes a laser. This intense focus isn't just about what you do, it's about what you become. When you clearly define your purpose, your entire being aligns. Your subconscious mind, an incredibly powerful engine, begins to work tirelessly, often without your conscious awareness, to bring that purpose into reality. Opportunities you never saw before suddenly appear. Connections you never imagined are made. Ideas that seemed impossible become clear pathways. This isn't magic, it's the law of attraction, accelerated by the specific, directed energy of a defined purpose. Look at historical figures. Steve Jobs didn't just want to make computers. He had a defiant, unyielding purpose to put a dent in the universe, to create tools that would empower individual creativity, challenging the established tech giants. His purpose was so definite, so consuming, that he would stop at nothing, no setback, no betrayal, to achieve it. He faced near bankruptcy, was ousted from his own company, yet his definiteness of purpose pulled him back, stronger than ever, to redefine an entire industry. His mediocrity was not an option. This isn't just for billionaires or tech titans. It applies to you. Do you want to lose weight? I want to lose weight is mediocre. I will reduce my body fat percentage to 15% by exercising 5 times a week for 60 minutes and meticulously tracking my macros for the next 120 days, is definiteness of purpose. Do you want a better relationship? I want my relationship to be better, is mediocre. I will initiate a meaningful conversation with my partner every evening, practice active listening, and plan one special date night every 2 weeks for the next 6 months to deepen our emotional connection, is definiteness of purpose. The terrifying truth, the one that keeps most people trapped in the cycle of almost, is that the absence of a definite purpose is an open invitation for doubt, fear, and procrastination. The unholy trinity of mediocrity. Your mind, like nature, abhors a vacuum. If you don't fill it with a powerful, burning, definite purpose, it will inevitably be filled with worries, distractions, and the 1,000 little reasons why you can't. This is why so many people start strong, full of New Year's resolutions, only to fizzle out by February. They confuse a fleeting wish with an unwavering purpose. So, the first step, the forbidden secret that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary, is not merely to want something. It is to decide, to declare, to write it down with such specificity, such passion, that it becomes etched into your soul, to commit to it as if your life depends on it, because, in a very real sense, your best life does depend on it. This isn't just about what you desire, it's about what you demand. It's about taking full ownership and responsibility. No more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for permission. Your journey out of mediocrity begins with this single, powerful act, defining your purpose with an unwavering, almost fanatical, definiteness of purpose. You've embraced the radical truth of definiteness of purpose. You've etched your unwavering goal into the very core of your being. But let me tell you, defining your purpose, as crucial as it is only the first step. Because a blueprint, no matter how precise, remains just paper without the raw, unadulterated energy to bring it to life. And this, my friends, is where most people falter. This is where the seductive whispers of mediocrity lure them back into comfort zones. They have a goal, but they lack the fire, the obsession, the unshakable belief that it will happen. This brings us to Napoleon Hill's next profound secret, a truth so potent it can either elevate you to godlike achievement or leave you stranded in the desert of average. the power of a burning desire fused with unbreakable faith. Think of it like this: your definite purpose is the destination on your GPS. But burning desire is the fuel in your tank, and faith is the absolute certainty that you will reach that destination, no matter how treacherous the road, no matter how many detours, no matter how many times you stumble. Most people have a wish for something. They wish they were healthier. They wish they were wealthier. They wish their lives were different. But a wish, by its very nature, implies a lack, a hope for something outside your control. A burning desire is fundamentally different. It's an internal, visceral craving that consumes you, a hunger so intense it overrides all fear, all doubt, all external resistance. It's the kind of desire that makes sleep difficult, that dominates your waking thoughts, that turns obstacles into mere inconveniences. Napoleon Hill observed that every single successful person he studied possessed this almost fanatical level of desire. They didn't want success, they demanded it. They didn't hope for a breakthrough, they fought for it with every fiber of their being. This is the difference between someone who passively says, "I'd like to lose 10 pounds," and someone who declares, "I will sculpt my body into a temple of strength and vitality, shedding every ounce of excess fat, and I will do it through relentless discipline, unwavering commitment to my diet, and pushing my physical limits every single day until I embody peak health." The latter is a burning desire. It's a declaration of war on mediocrity. But here's the crucial element: a burning desire, no matter how intense, can still be extinguished by doubt, especially when the inevitable challenges arise. And they will arise. Life is not a straight line to success, it's a labyrinth of tests, setbacks, and moments where every fiber of your being will scream, "Give up. It's too hard. You're not good enough." This is where unbreakable faith enters the picture. Faith, in this context, is not about blind religious belief. It's about an absolute, unshakable conviction in your ability to achieve your definite purpose, and a profound certainty that your goal, despite any current evidence to the contrary, is already a reality in the making. It's the conviction that the universe, or a higher power, or simply the fundamental laws of success, are aligning to support your clearly defined and fiercely desired outcome. It's the inner knowing that you are on the right path, even when external circumstances suggest otherwise. Hill revealed that this faith is cultivated through autosuggestion, the constant, repetitive self-talk and visualization of your desired outcome. It's about feeding your subconscious mind, day in and day out, with the images, feelings, and sounds of your success. If you constantly tell yourself, "This is too hard, I'm not smart enough, I'll probably fail," then guess what? Your subconscious, the silent, powerful engine of your being, will dutifully work to make those negative prophecies come true. It doesn't discriminate between positive and negative commands, it simply executes. But if you flood your mind with affirmations like, "I am becoming stronger and more capable every day, my definite purpose is manifesting before my eyes, I am a magnet for success and opportunity," then your subconscious begins to orchestrate circumstances, ideas, and connections to align with that positive reality. This is why Hill insisted that you must constantly visualize your definite purpose as if it's already achieved. See yourself living in that dream home, driving that dream car, experiencing that perfect relationship, holding that financial statement. Feel the emotions. Hear the sounds. The more vividly you can do this, the more powerfully you imprint that reality onto your subconscious, and the stronger your faith becomes. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. He had a definite purpose: to invent a practical, long-lasting electric light bulb. His desire was so burning that he tried thousands of filaments, failed thousands of times. Any mediocre person would have given up after 10, 20, maybe 100 failures. But Edison possessed not just a burning desire, but an unshakable faith. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I have successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." That's not mere optimism, that's an almost divine certainty in his eventual success, fueled by an insatiable desire. His faith allowed him to see each failure not as a dead end, but as a crucial step closer to his definite purpose. This fusion of burning desire and unbreakable faith creates an almost magnetic force. It attracts the resources, the people, the opportunities, and the insights you need to achieve your goal. It transforms you from a passive recipient of circumstances into an active creator of your destiny. It makes you unstoppable. It's the antidote to procrastination, doubt, and fear, the very poisons of mediocrity. Look deep inside yourself. Is your desire merely a flicker, or is it a raging inferno? Is your faith a wavering uncertainty, or a bedrock of absolute conviction? Because until you fan that desire into a roaring flame and cultivate an unshakable faith in your purpose, you are still operating in the realm of maybe. And maybe is the language of the mediocre. It's time to speak the language of definitely. It's time to light that fire and build that unshakable fortress of belief. You've defined your purpose with laser focus. You've ignited that burning desire and forged an unbreakable faith. You're no longer just dreaming, you're demanding your success. But here's where the aspiring achiever often hits another wall, a wall built by the very forces that perpetuate mediocrity, isolation and inaction. The world wants you to believe you can do it all alone, to be the lone wolf. But Napoleon Hill's research, the decades of studying the most successful titans of industry, revealed a truth that cuts against the grain of conventional wisdom. No one achieves extraordinary success alone. This brings us to one of Hill's most misunderstood, yet profoundly powerful, secrets, the mastermind alliance. This isn't just about having friends or mentors. A mastermind alliance is a coordinated effort of two or more individuals who work in perfect harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose. It's the pooling of knowledge, experience, talent, and resources in a spirit of absolute synergy. It's an almost magical multiplication of intellectual and spiritual power. Think of it like this: your single brain is a powerful engine. But when you connect with other minds, sharing a common, definite purpose, you create a supercomputer. Each member brings unique perspectives, skills, and insights. Where one person sees an obstacle, another sees a workaround. Where one has a weakness, another offers a strength. This isn't about delegation, it's about exponential growth. It's about leveraging the collective genius to overcome challenges that would crush an individual. Consider the legendary alliance of Henry Ford and his close confidants, or the almost symbiotic relationship between Walt Disney and his brother Roy. These weren't just business partners, they were mastermind alliances. Their combined intellect and drive achieved feats that would have been impossible for any one of them individually. This alliance provides not only practical support but also an incredible emotional and motivational uplift. When your own fire dwindles, the collective blaze of your mastermind keeps you warm, pushes you forward, and holds you accountable. It's a direct antidote to the solitary despair that often leads back to mediocrity. But even the most brilliant mastermind alliance, armed with a definite purpose, burning desire, and unwavering faith, is useless without the next crucial step: organized planning and decisive action. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where dreams are translated into reality. Mediocre people are brilliant planners in their heads. They strategize endlessly, analyze every possible scenario, and then do nothing. They confuse activity with accomplishment, and the fear of failure paralyzes them into permanent inaction. Napoleon Hill was unequivocal: a definite purpose is just a wish without a practical, detailed plan for its attainment. And even the most perfect plan is worthless without decisive, immediate action. This means sitting down, breaking your grand purpose into smaller, manageable steps, assigning deadlines, identifying resources, and then, crucially, starting. This is where the discipline kicks in. This is where you create a written plan, not just a mental one. A plan that answers, what exactly needs to be done? Who will do it, even if it's just you? By when? What resources are required? What potential obstacles might arise? And how will we overcome them? This isn't about rigid, inflexible adherence. It's about having a roadmap that guides your efforts. It allows for adjustments, but it ensures you're always moving forward, always progressing. And then, the most critical element: action. Not later. Not when you feel like it. Not when all the stars align perfectly. Now. The moment you conceive of a step, the moment you identify a task, you execute. The fear of making a mistake, the paralysis of perfectionism, these are the hallmarks of mediocrity. Hill understood that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. You learn by doing. You adapt by doing. You succeed by doing. Think about the entrepreneurs who actually launch. They don't wait for the perfect product, the perfect market, the perfect moment. They launch a minimum viable product, MVP, gather feedback, iterate, and improve. They take action, learn, and adjust. The ones who are waiting for perfect are still in their garages, still stuck in the planning phase, still trapped by the insidious grip of mediocrity. This decisive action requires courage. It requires facing the possibility of failure head-on. But remember, your burning desire and unbreakable faith are your shields against that fear. When you have a truly definite purpose, every action, even those that seem to fail, brings you closer to your goal. It provides data. It sharpens your focus. It strengthens your resolve. The combination of a powerful mastermind alliance providing support and insight, coupled with meticulous organized planning and the relentless execution of decisive action, creates an unstoppable force. It transforms you from a dreamer into a doer, from a well-meaning but ultimately mediocre individual into a powerful, results-oriented machine. This isn't about being busy, it's about being effective. It's about taking the steps that actually move the needle towards your definite purpose. So, ask yourself, who are your mastermind partners? Have you actively sought out and cultivated these relationships? And more importantly, are you taking decisive action every single day? Are you executing your plan, or are you perpetually caught in the analysis paralysis of the mediocre? The time for analysis is over. The time for dreaming is over. The time for excuses is over. It's time to gather your power, form your alliances, and take the kind of relentless action that screams to the world, I am not here to be mediocre. You've set your purpose, fueled your desire, cemented your faith, built your alliance, and taken decisive action. You're charging forward, leaving mediocrity in the dust. But what happens when the initial surge of motivation wanes? When the obstacles become monumental? When the grind feels relentless, and your definite purpose seems impossibly far off? This is where nearly everyone, even those with strong intentions, succumbs. This is where most people retreat to the safety of the average, telling themselves, I tried. But Napoleon Hill revealed another profound secret, one that operates beneath the surface, yet holds immense power over your destiny, the almost mystical influence of the subconscious mind and the iron-willed discipline of persistence. Your subconscious mind is the silent, tireless engine of your being. It works 24/7, processing information, storing memories, and, most importantly, acting on the thoughts and beliefs you impress upon it. It doesn't differentiate between positive and negative, it simply accepts what you feed it and then diligently works to manifest those thoughts into your reality. If you constantly dwell on fears, limitations, and past failures, your subconscious will orchestrate circumstances to confirm those beliefs. It will subtly sabotage your efforts, whispering doubts, attracting negative experiences, and making you feel like a victim of circumstances. This is the unseen force that keeps people trapped in cycles of mediocrity, even when their conscious mind desperately wants more. Conversely, when you consistently feed your subconscious mind with your definite purpose, your burning desire, and your unwavering faith through techniques like autosuggestion and visualization, which we touched on, it becomes your most powerful ally. It begins to attract the right people, the right ideas, and the right opportunities into your life. It nudges you to take the right actions, often seemingly intuitively. It unlocks creative solutions to problems you didn't even know you had. It's the silent architect, meticulously building the bridge to your success based on the blueprint you consciously provide. This is why he'll emphasize the importance of controlling your thoughts. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. If you want a bountiful harvest of success, you must meticulously choose the seeds you plant, guarding against the weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about disciplined mental programming. It's about consciously and consistently directing your inner world towards your desired outer reality. But even with a powerfully programmed subconscious, the journey to extraordinary success is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of intense frustration. There will be times when every logical indicator screams that you should give up. This is precisely why persistence is not merely a virtue, but a non-negotiable law of achievement. Persistence is the unwavering determination to carry through with your plans regardless of obstacles, opposition, or temporary defeat. It is the grit that allows you to rise one more time than you fall. It's the refusal to accept no as a final answer. Mediocre individuals crumble at the first sign of resistance. They see setbacks as proof that their goal was impossible, rather than as necessary lessons on the path to mastery. They lack the emotional fortitude to push through discomfort and failure. Hill's greatest discovery was that persistence is not a genetic trait, it's a mental state that can be cultivated and strengthened. How? By constantly keeping your definite purpose and burning desire alive in your mind. By leveraging your mastermind alliance for encouragement and accountability. And by understanding that every temporary defeat carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater advantage. This isn't blind stubbornness, it's an intelligent, determined effort to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Think of Colonel Sanders. He started KFC when he was 65 years old, after countless failures in other ventures. He traveled the country, pitching his fried chicken recipe, and was rejected over 1,000 times before getting his first yes. A mediocre person would have given up after the first 20 rejections, let alone 1,000. But his persistence, fueled by a definite purpose and a burning desire, transformed him into a global icon. He refused to let temporary defeat define him. This also applies to Walt Disney. Before Disneyland and his animation empire, he faced bankruptcy, was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination, and was constantly told his ideas were too childish or impractical. Yet, his persistence, his unwavering belief in his vision, allowed him to overcome every setback, to learn from every failure, and to ultimately build a kingdom that inspired generations. So, how do you cultivate this unstoppable persistence? You must consciously develop what Hill called a persistence habit. Set specific, non-negotiable actions that you commit to daily, regardless of how you feel. When you face resistance, acknowledge it, learn from it, but never quit. Remind yourself of your definite purpose, visualize your success, and lean on your mastermind for support. Understand that the moment you feel like giving up is often the precise moment you are closest to a breakthrough. The universe tests your resolve. Mediocrity screams for comfort, greatness demands perseverance. This fusion of consciously programming your subconscious and cultivating unshakable persistence is the 1-2 punch that allows you to transcend every obstacle and make your definite purpose an absolute certainty. It's the difference between merely wanting success and actually achieving it. It's the ultimate escape from the shackles of mediocrity. You've come this far. You've harnessed the power of definite purpose, burning desire, faith, alliances, planning, action, subconscious programming, and persistence. You're no longer just trying to escape mediocrity, you are actively creating a masterpiece of a life. But there are two final, crucial elements that Napoleon Hill unveiled, elements that separate the truly extraordinary from those who merely achieve success. They elevate you to a level of almost effortless mastery, where insights flow, and opportunities seem to materialize out of thin air. The first is the disciplined acquisition and application of specialized knowledge. Now, don't confuse this with general knowledge. The world is full of people who know a little about a lot, the jack of all trades, master of none. They are the generalists, often proficient but rarely exceptional. Specialized knowledge, however, is the detailed, precise understanding of a particular field, profession, or subject that directly serves your definite purpose. It's the knowledge that gives you an edge, that makes you indispensable, that allows you to innovate and lead. Hill observed that the most successful individuals weren't necessarily the ones with the most academic degrees or the broadest general education. They were the ones who sought out and mastered the specific knowledge required to achieve their particular goals. They understood that knowledge, in its raw form, is not power. Applied specialized knowledge is power. You can read every book on business strategy, but if you don't apply that knowledge to your specific venture, it remains inert. You can learn every fitness theory, but if you don't apply it to your body, your health won't change. This means continuous learning within your chosen field. It means seeking out experts, devouring relevant books, taking courses, attending seminars, and, crucially, learning from your own experiences, both successes and failures. It's about becoming the go-to authority, the person who deeply understands the nuances and intricacies of their domain. Mediocre people stop learning once they finish school, or once they feel good enough. Extraordinary people understand that learning is a lifelong process, a continuous sharpening of the saw, especially within their area of definite purpose. This commitment to specialized knowledge makes you not just effective, but truly exceptional, standing head and shoulders above the general noise of mediocrity. But then, there's the truly profound, almost mystical element that Hill called the sixth sense. He described it as the point where the conscious and subconscious minds connect, where intuition, insight, and sudden flashes of inspiration emerge. It's the faculty through which the infinite intelligence communicates with your conscious mind. This isn't something you can force or command. It's something that is cultivated, something that unfolds when you have diligently applied all the other principles. Think of it as the ultimate reward for your consistent effort. When your definite purpose is clear, your desire is burning, your faith is solid, your subconscious is programmed, your plans are organized, your actions are decisive, and your persistence is unwavering, your mind becomes fertile ground for these intuitive breakthroughs. It's when a brilliant solution to a long-standing problem suddenly appears. It's when you have a gut feeling about an opportunity that pays off immensely. It's when you meet precisely the right person at precisely the right time, as if by magic. These aren't coincidences. They are the manifestation of your subconscious mind, working tirelessly behind the scenes, processing all the information you've fed it, and aligning with the universal forces of success. The sixth sense is the ultimate expression of harmony between your inner world and your outer reality. It allows you to operate not just from logic and planning, but from a deeper, more profound level of knowing. It's the edge that makes your journey not just successful, but graceful, almost effortless, guided by an unseen hand. Mediocre people dismiss intuition as luck or fluke. They rely solely on logic and what's immediately apparent, often missing the subtle cues and opportunities that the sixth sense reveals. But the masters of achievement, the true giants, understood that this intuitive faculty was one of their most powerful assets, guiding their decisions and revealing pathways that reason alone could not see. So, your final charge in this war against mediocrity is to not only commit to the mastery of specialized knowledge in service of your purpose, but also to cultivate this profound intuitive faculty. You do this by practicing daily meditation, by listening to your inner voice, by journaling, and by consistently applying all the other principles we've discussed. The more you align with your definite purpose, the more clearly your sixth sense will speak to you. The path to an extraordinary life, free from the chains of mediocrity, is not a mystery. It is a set of precise, powerful principles, discovered by Napoleon Hill and proven by generations of giants. It demands courage. It demands discipline. It demands that you stop settling for less than you are capable of. It demands that you stop being mediocre now. You've embarked on a journey today. You've uncovered the profound, often overlooked, principles that transform ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. From the razor-sharp clarity of a definite purpose to the unyielding fire of burning desire and unbreakable faith. From the exponential power of the mastermind alliance and decisive action to the silent, tireless work of the subconscious mind and relentless persistence. And finally, to the strategic mastery of specialized knowledge and the intuitive guidance of the sixth sense. These aren't just concepts. They are the bedrock of unparalleled achievement, the very blueprint for escaping the gravitational pull of average. The choice, as it always has been, is yours. Will you continue to live in the shadow of what could be, haunted by the quiet despair of unfulfilled potential? Or will you rise? Will you apply these timeless, forbidden secrets of Napoleon Hill and declare to the world, and more importantly, to yourself, that you are done with settling? That you are done with someday? That you are done with the crushing weight of mediocrity? This isn't a passive wish, it's an urgent call to action. The world is waiting for you to unleash the true power that resides within. It's time to stop dreaming and start doing. It's time to stop wishing and start demanding. It's time to silence the voice of doubt and amplify the roar of your ambition. Stop being mediocre now. Your incredible journey starts with this very moment, with your decision to take control and build the extraordinary life you were always meant to live. Go forth, apply these truths, and transform your world. The time is now.